So if you're anything like me, you're probably extremely ready for Nintendo to come out and officially announce what they have planned, if anything, for a summertime mainline direct presentation. And we do have to cover a very big update around the ongoing rumor mill and speculation talk around this, as it is now being claimed that not only do we know the date, but the exact format of what this direct presentation will be. And we have to go over all the details right now. What's up, Nation? If it's your first time on the channel, make sure you join Sunbro Nation by subscribing below, hit the like button on this video if you enjoy it today, and make sure you turn on your bell notification icon so you're kept up to date with all the newest gaming news. Now guys, we just have one massive story to break down today, but it has to do with the ongoing talk online of all of us Nintendo fans wondering, was that Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Direct that we just saw take place earlier this week, or last week now at the time that this video is going live, was that all Nintendo has planned for the summer, and was that their big presentation and showcase to stand against other companies that have put on mainline presentations like Microsoft? You had Summer Game Fest being like a cross-platform event, and then even Sony holding their own State of Play that of course was mainly focused around third-party partners. But in years when E3 is in full effect, we always see Nintendo align themselves with E3 and put on a mainline and normally the most hype presentation of the year in terms of compared to their September Direct and their February Direct. 9 times out of 10, the summertime E3 Direct is always the most hyped and jam-packed with brand new game announcements and updates on big projects that we want to see. And of course, this year E3 has been entirely canceled both in person and digitally, and I will tell you that I am now feeling the effects of that more than ever. I definitely am missing E3 now with all of the unknown around what's going to happen, what is Nintendo planning, and there's been multiple different leaks and rumors. I've covered them numerous times on the channel, so I won't go into detail, but to give a brief history, the middle of the month, fans were expecting the week of June 14th to be the time because there was embargo lifted around some games that ultimately ended up getting their release date revealed at Summer Games Fest, which then meant, okay, that's not the date. Then you have industry veteran Alana Pira say on her live stream that she knows it's the 29th, checks her notes, says yes, that's the date. Then you have a bunch of people corroborate that with other sources that are gaming journalists and or quote unquote industry insiders say that yep, that's the date. They've heard the similar rumblings. It's going to be June 29th for the Nintendo Direct. But from there, we of course got the Xenoblade focused Direct announcement, which caused a lot of talk and discussion online around, well, why would Nintendo do a Direct for Xenoblade the week before they're supposed to do a mainline Direct? That doesn't make sense. That's not normally what Nintendo does. It's also the same week as their investors meeting, or even the same day as their investor meeting, which they also historically have never done. So maybe that Direct information wasn't accurate and we're not getting anything else other than the Xenoblade presentation that they put on. And while all of that remains to be seen, we do have a new major update with the Direct and what kind of presentation is now claimed to be, because if this turns out to be true, I'm going to tell you right now, we need to definitely temper our expectations with not expecting blowout announcements around Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD and around Metroid Prime 1 remake and or some kind of Metroid Prime 4 status development update. Like, we definitely need to pull everything back in and think of like the small first party Nintendo stuff and primarily third party announcements around Nintendo Switch games, because it is being claimed that this upcoming Direct is indeed a mini partner showcase, which would be a mainline Nintendo Direct, but mini after mainline Nintendo Direct, then partner showcase, meaning that it's primarily focused on partner announcements. And of course, we saw Nintendo do this numerous times over the year of 2020, which was of course the height of the pandemic. And to get on the same page quickly with exactly what's been claimed here, the source from it, and then to break down what other sources have chimed in and added to this situation and the date being moved, because apparently we're not supposed to expect the 29th, it's now supposed to be the 28th. We got to first hop over to VGC and read through their typed up article together as they broke this update, and follow it up with some very interesting comments from Nate the Hate over on Twitter. So let's quickly first read through VGC's article together. The next Nintendo Direct will focus on third-party games, it's claimed. Journalist says to expect news on Persona and a major port during the expected broadcast. That's according to experienced journalist Nacho Requena, editor of a Spanish games magazine Manual, who told viewers during a Twitch stream on Friday that he'd been told to expect new announcements from major publishers. We should have a Nintendo Direct this coming Tuesday, Requena said during the live stream translated by VGC. This will be mainly focused on third-party games, that's what I've been told to expect. I've also been told that some Persona game will be present, though I don't know which game they've added. I've also been told there will be another game that has been available for some time on other platforms. It's been available for 4 years now. Requena's 4-year-old port claim would fit with a previous claim that Rockstar was planning to bring Red Dead Redemption 2, released in 2018, to Switch. Another games writer first claimed earlier this month that a Nintendo Direct is set to take place next week, which VGC's own sources corroborated at the time. Now, after that article was tweeted out, Nate the Hate had the following to say over on Twitter, saying, "To my understanding, it's a direct mini partner and its main focus will be on third party, but that doesn't mean Nintendo will have no presence. They had some presence in prior partners, just in a limited capacity." Then replying to somebody who asked the following question, "Does this mean no main Nintendo Direct next week, June 29th? There is no Direct on the 29th, it's the 28th. You then have games journalist Tom Henderson chiming in, retweeting one of his previous tweets saying, "Are we sure there's a Direct on the 29th? I'm hearing there's something then, just not a Direct at the moment." And he updated that saying, "It sounds like there's a mini Direct focusing on third-party games. What I was referring to here as something then is Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope gameplay reveal." Now listen, at this point, with all the different noise online about when is the Direct going to take place and what kind of Direct is it going to be, I don't blame you if you just want to tune out and literally wait for Nintendo to announce it officially. The good news is that we do not have to wait much longer for final confirmation around this ongoing story, because if it's Tuesday, which is June 28th, and this video is up on Sunday, that means tomorrow we will know the answer. Monday, the 26th, we will know whether or not this is in fact legit. Is it a Direct mini partner showcase? I hope that's not the case, but it's sounding like maybe that is the case, and maybe we're just going to be able to expect things like Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hope probably being something like a show closer, as that's definitely a big title for Nintendo. Will games like Bayonetta 3 potentially be there? Like, yes, that's in the realm of possibility, but that could also still be saved for something like the September Nintendo Direct, if that is indeed what we're doing with the summertime and not having something like the full-blown mainline Direct. And it might be games like Hollow Knight Silksong release date, and it might be that Red Dead Redemption 2 port and Persona games coming to the Nintendo Switch. That's not a bad Direct, but I know that that is not what us Nintendo fans were expecting for the summertime window at all, and there is the possibility that yes, indeed, Nintendo was planning on doing some kind of full main-blown Direct when E3 was in the cards and when that was going to happen. However, due to the moving of Breath of the Wild 2 to 2023, if they did indeed plan to blow out that game at the E3 summertime presentation, then it turns out they need more development time for it. Everything could have changed at that point in time, and they decide we're going to do a Xenoblade focused Direct standalone. The following week, we're going to do a partner showcase, and we're going to have minor announcements from first party Nintendo, but primarily focus it on third party. And we might just be getting those third party games with something like the roadmap update for hopefully N64 games on NSO, and then even stuff like the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass DLC. And that literally might be all we see from Nintendo in terms of their first party announcements. Now that's clearly just speculation, but if it is indeed a Direct mini partner showcase, definitely pull back your expectations from thinking that we're seeing the Zelda and the Metroids of the world featured at this event. I definitely think that stuff like that would come as part of that mainline general Direct, and if that's not what this is, well then don't go into this event with those type of expectations. Now, I'm very conflicted on this one. I'm still going to be hyped for any announcements that come up for Nintendo Switch games. However, I was definitely more in the boat up until this point in time that Nintendo would not miss a beat and would be in full swing business as usual for this year's summertime Direct, and that's definitely sounding less solid at this point in time. But if there is a silver lining to any of this, it's that we are right around the corner from actually knowing the answer. And then there's also some interesting parts of this conversation that you have to entertain, like, is Nintendo just sectioning everything out this year and they're going to do this mini Direct partner showcase this time, and then we get their first party Direct showcase at some point in July? And then what does that mean for the schedule of this like traditional September Nintendo Direct? If there's ever been a company that you just can't truly predict, it is Nintendo. Every time we think we have some kind of pattern figured out with this company, they like to change it up just for fun. I could almost see them laughing about it whenever things like this shift around and they're like, look at what all the fans are expecting. Well, let's do the opposite. So you never know with Nintendo. This could indeed be hearsay that isn't accurate as well. Clearly, I have some respect for these journalists and these insiders that have what I would consider to be a reliable track record. However, nobody is perfect out there, and if you are talking with developers, things can be taken out of context, and you never really know exactly what was said unless if you are them, and clearly we are not. So we have to wait and see for official confirmation on how this is all going to unfold. But just as a warning to everybody out there expecting this mainline Direct announcement to hit tomorrow, it very well may indeed be a Direct mini partner showcase, which I don't think anybody was asking for. But I want to hear from you guys at this point in the video all your personal thoughts and opinions around this update to the Nintendo Direct situation. Do you think the information is accurate and that is indeed what we should be setting our expectations for? Is that Direct Mini Partner Showcase? Or do you think there's still a chance that this announcement, whatever it is, Tuesday of next week, June 28th, that it will be a mainline full-blown Nintendo General Direct? And if it's not a General Direct, do you think we still get one of those in the summertime, or is September the next month to actually look forward to for mainline first-party announcements directly from Nintendo themselves? So regardless of your thoughts and feelings and everything we talked about today in the video, I do look forward to hearing from you all in the comments down below before you leave, as I do look forward to getting a back and forth conversation started with you all around these topics. Go watch Friday's video next if you haven't already, where we boot up the Nintendo Switch eShop together, walk through the big ol' super sale that Nintendo unveiled, and I share some of my recommendations of games that are on sale right now that you should be paying attention to. Also, make sure you like, subscribe, turn on your notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next video.